Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying out the Olaplex Zero for the first time and using the number 3 for the second time. So we're going to explore how to use these products in depth, and we're going to try something a little different than what the instructions say. So let's get into it. So let me tell you a little bit first about my hair type and my hair condition. So I have wavy, curly if my hair was short and in better shape. When I was a kid I had ringlets, so I have that kind of hair. My hair is very thick, and I have color treated highlighted hair. I don't have color on my roots or anything like that, and you can see my hair is very grown out. It is October and I got my hair done last in January. Because of the whole pandemic, I've been a little bit afraid to go back to the salon, but I need to go and get a haircut first and foremost, but also get my highlights and balayage and all that stuff done. But generally, my hair is naturally dry because it's so wavy. The oils just don't get to the ends, and I'm really prone to breakage, and even though I haven't really been heat treating my hair, I haven't been blow drying, straightening, using a curling iron really at all, and I've been doing my weekly masks, my hair still gets breakage, and I think it's just, it needs a trim and just well overdue. Also being color treated, using hot water in the shower, my hair just breaks off. So I've been doing my best to do at-home treatments. And I've found like surface things that kind of temporarily help with my hair, make it feel softer. I've been using the Philip Kingsley elasticizer, which has really helped, along with my other weekly masks. And the elasticizer is a pre-shampoo treatment that I have been enjoying. That's why I have the giant size now. But when I heard about Olaplex's number 0, I kind of ignored it at first, but then I saw a video from Nadine Baggett about how she loves it and how this is the closest to the 1 and 2 treatment in salon treatments, and this is the closest thing you can get because she believes the number 0, this is the strongest strength you can get at home of their proprietary bonding ingredient, and all the other stuff doesn't really come as close. So the salon treatment is the best. That's going to give you the best bonding results, but this is like the second closest. So that convinced me to pick this up. You're supposed to use these in conjunction with each other. We're going to go over the steps. But I have used this once in the past, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And I think I used it as like a mask or something, or a leave-in, and I didn't really notice much difference on me. My hair is pretty damaged, so I wasn't impressed for the $28 you get for 100 milliliters. I have a lot of hair, so it does not go a long way. I did watch the instructional video for this, and it's interesting because also not a lot of product in here. 155 milliliters, 5.2 ounces. I have a lot of hair. This is very liquidy. When something's really liquidy, I'm afraid I'm gonna use a lot of it really fast. So the instructional video tells you to apply this to completely dry hair to saturate it, which means I'm probably gonna use half the bottle right now. And I saw other reviews on YouTube that said, you know, they had to use so much of it, it took forever to saturate the hair because the little nozzle's really narrow and it's messy and whatnot, and they felt like it didn't really make a difference when using just this, the number 3, which is the hair perfector, I guess. This system is pretty confusing. I think they should redo it or simplify it, rename it or something to make it more clear. But this is supposed to be used before shampooing, also a pre-treatment to help with the bonds in your hair. It has that proprietary ingredient in it, but according to Nadine, not as much as what's in here. But these are to be used one after the other. So this is used first, then this. The instructions say apply this to dry hair, saturate, leave it on for 10 minutes, and then apply this from root to tip on top of that. You don't get it wet in between. And then you wait 10 minutes, so total 20-minute wait time. And then you use your shampoo and conditioner to rinse out. That's pretty simple. But as I said, people noticed that they had to use a lot. When you have dry hair, you can completely saturate it. It's just, they have to use way too much. So instead of me wasting product, Nadine Baggett actually suggests that it's going to work just as well if you have damp hair and you apply step 0. And so I'm going to try that. She says that in the salon, you're actually mixing this product either with water or like your hair color, your highlighter, your bleach, whatever. And she said it works with water, and once it's dry, it actually stops working. So I thought that was interesting. She said it works just as well with damp hair, and you'll actually have to use less product if your hair is damp. So I'm going to try that. That's how she uses it. She's had the in-salon treatment, and that works wonders. And she suggests people to use the in-salon treatment and then use the other products. And she thinks these products work great. She says though shampoo and conditioner, you don't have to use those. She likes the leave-in cream. She likes the oil, but otherwise, like the number 3 she likes too. But she said it's not really as reparative. It's more like for prevention, she said. She also said that the in-salon treatment, they kind of put it on and then they kind of leave it in and steam your hair, like put heat to it to get it to work. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna wash my hair like Nadine suggests and then just kind of wring it out. And then I'm going to come back and show you how I'm gonna apply this. And we're going to leave it on and then put this guy on. And then she says you don't shampoo again, you just rinse out. So we're going to do all of that. Before I get into the shower, I want to kind of switch gears to, I think is probably going to be a similar product, but I know this isn't a bond builder. This is just for a temporary silkening of the hair, and I don't know if this is going to lead to the same result. I don't know. Because Nadine did say that the first time you use it, your hair isn't going to instantly feel silkier and softer. It's more about strengthening, and you'll see less breakage, which is ultimately what I want. Would I want softer hair? Yes. And I didn't really feel that with this number 3 by itself, but I'm hoping this helps with breakage, and I may have to use it like more than once a week, so it's going to be some effort for me to do that, and I'm probably going to go through it quickly, so we're just gonna see what happens. This might be an expensive habit to get into. But what I was gonna say is this reminds me of the L'Oreal Elvive 8 Wonder Water. There's a bug. And this, what is happening? I have a lot of lights on, I guess. This lamellar water, it feels like magic on your hair. It works instantly. Your hair feels so smooth and silky, but it is very temporary once you wash your hair. The feeling is gone, but if you're going to do a nice smooth blowout and you're going to try to make it last for a few days, this really helps with blow drying and making things glide easier, especially if you're blowing straight using a brush. It just makes everything easier. I had like an easier time blowing out my hair with a brush, and I just experienced less tugging than I normally do. So I like this. In like 2 or 3 uses, I use like this much of the bottle. It's not that expensive, but it's not that cheap. It just needs to be bigger, especially if you have a lot of hair. So this kind of reminds me of that, but this is really for a different purpose, and it's supposed to be more reparative. So just thought I'd quickly mention that, but I'm going to shampoo my hair and I will be back. Alright, hair is all shampooed. I used not a super stripping shampoo. Like, I'm not using a clarifying, I didn't use a clarifying shampoo because I wanted to be able to comb through my hair just to get it prepped to put on products. I usually only comb my hair with conditioner in it in the shower. Otherwise, if I comb my hair dry with a brush, things get a little bit frizzy and dry, and if you have curly hair, you'll understand that brushes are not your friend, combs are your friend, and only under certain circumstances. So for me, it was a little strange to comb through my hair in the shower after shampooing it. Usually I have conditioner in my hair while I'm combing. But I was glad, I kind of purposely use a more hydrating shampoo with more oils in it and stuff, so I could more easily comb out my hair without like ripping out a ton of hair or getting damage. So I suggest, if you have hair like mine or even curlier, to use a more hydrating shampoo. If you have a formula like that, similar to that you feel like you can sort of comb through your hair just to get it ready, so it's not as hard when your hair is damp like this outside of the shower when you're trying to put stuff on it, and then coming through when it's more damp and not wet. I think it's easier in the shower because as I was combing through, I definitely re-wet it, and it made it easier to comb through. So you wouldn't really be able to do that unless you like spray down your hair a little bit, which is another option. But I want to show you the shampoos that I used. I used the Virtue Recovery shampoo. I just really like how soft this makes my hair feel. It does have keratin in it, and it is hydrating. It makes your hair feel soft. It's not stripping at all, but it does clean your hair pretty well. Not as well as like a clarifying shampoo by any means. But that's what we're going for today. We're not super clean, just, get rid of the excess oil at your roots and just prepare it for a treatment. I also have another option, which I don't know how many of you have used this shampoo line. This is Leonore Grail. This is the Shampooing Creme de Moelle de Bamboo. This is a nourishing shampoo for long, dry, thick, or frizzy hair, and this is another really gentle sort of shampoo, not especially hydrating, but it doesn't get your hair like super clean. So if you have a shampoo that makes your hair feel nice but not like super clean, this is the kind of thing you want to use before this treatment, and then comb through your hair. If you have straight hair and you don't have a problem with your regular shampoo combing through your hair after you wash it without conditioner, then don't worry about the formula. But I know for some of us, that's something we really have to think about is, well, how am I going to comb this product through and distribute it if my hair is not able to be combed? So anyways, just want to get through that. Also, I was thinking in the shower, some of you may not know who Nadine Baggett is and why I'm listening to her. She is a former beauty magazine editor. I want to say correspondent, that's not the right word, contributor to the magazine. She no longer works for the magazine, but she's just a part of the beauty industry in the UK. She does a lot of great makeup reviews. She goes into Superdrug and different drugstores in the UK and just goes through the aisles and talks about what she sees. She has a lot of great guests on. She knows a lot of people, so I tend to listen to her. And especially I listened to her is because she had a permanent straightening snafu with her own hair, and it just completely fried her hair, and she's just really been working hard to repair it and grow it out and make sure it's nice and soft appearing and not totally fried looking. So she's tried her best to do lots of treatments. And so she has been using the in-salon Olaplex treatment, and she's used the at-home stuff as well. And so she's gotten a lot of questions about the new Zero product, and she was really excited about it. So her whole video, I'll link it, talks about the ins and outs of the proprietary ingredient that this company is using. And she guessed that there is about 45% of the ingredient in here versus the salon formula, which she guesses probably has 80% of the ingredient. So this is the closest thing. So that's pretty cool that we have access to that now. I thought, you know, this was going to be magic for me, and it really wasn't, but I don't know that I was really using it properly. Who knows? I don't remember how I was using it. So I do look different because I had to take off all my makeup in the shower. I still have some lipstick on. So I shampooed, didn't condition, so just shampoo. Because I wanted my hair to be clean and not have any residue, too much residue in it, although I feel like I do have some. Not everything got out. But so I just combed through in the shower. I wringed it out, so I squeezed my hair so the water came out, and then I kind of pat dried the ends and try to squeeze out some of the excess water that accumulates at the ends of my hair. So I put a towel around my neck just because I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I'm gonna have to do section by section with this because I have a lot going on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And the reason why, you know, there's some videos out there using this, but I wanted to make sure the curly hair people had some direction, and I think if this works, I think it's helpful to know that you don't have to apply it on dry hair, but you apply it on wet and it saves the product, which of course the company doesn't want to tell you. Okay, so this is supposed to work in 10 minutes, which is pretty cool for a treatment. Well, yeah, you just take off the cap and start squeezing and it comes out. We're gonna see how this works. I saw some comments on some videos that they wish this was in a spray bottle. This is a little hard for me to see what exactly is going on. My hair's pretty long. I'm just gonna start squeezing it into my hand. This is super liquidy, super watery. It doesn't really, it's kind of creating some slip in my hair, but it's not silicone-y or anything like that, or oily, or it just doesn't really feel like anything, but it does, I can feel some sort of coating on my hair. And I wonder if you're supposed to comb this through. It doesn't say that, it just says saturate. So I'm guessing it's not necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because that's how I distribute product evenly in my hair, is with a comb. So that's what I'm doing, because I think it's important to know what your hair is like. I definitely feel some smoothness going on. Alright, we're going to do the other side. I have very dry hair, so I don't know, maybe the results will be more dramatic on me, or who knows. It's just a little hard for me to see. And the nozzle is really tiny. I think if you want to conserve product, maybe just focus on the bottom ends of your hair. I think also the point of probably applying to dry hair is you can see where you wet it and where you didn't. But I think I got a lot on this section. I'm using a wide tooth comb. This is from Dyson. It came with the regular hair dryer. But you can use any wide tooth comb. They're pretty inexpensive. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a little challenging to do yourself when your hair is long, or just to be able to see what you're doing. what I'm trying to show you here. Just gonna focus on the ends. Alright, I think we're on to the next section. I've already used like this much. I don't think it was to the top though. So you definitely could go in, if you want to be really thorough about saturating all your hair, you would use smaller sections, but for quickness, I'm just gonna go like this. I definitely get tired of squeezing after a while. Oh yeah, I can definitely tell I have a lot more slip on my hair. Just to tell you what else is in here, it's water, the proprietary ingredient, which is bis-aminopropyl diglycol dimylate, also known as BAD, B-A-D-D, sodium benzenate, and phenoxyethanol. So 4 ingredients. It says it's color safe and vegan. Lasts 12 months. Okay, that feels good. I have a feeling I'm personally gonna have to use this a few times to tell a difference, because my hair is pretty damaged. But I think this is supposed to help if you use it like multiple times a week. So that's a big section right here. This is probably going to take a lot. So this area at the top of my head is probably the most damaged. I have the most highlights. It sees the sun more. Just gets a lot more attention. This is really uncomfortable to squeeze constantly. I agree that the design of this could be improved, how you apply it, but I do think it's very smart of them to, oh yeah, using a whole lot there. I think it's smart for them to do an at-home thing, especially now when we can't hit up the salons as much. Well, we can, just you may not want to. I use like 1/3 of the bottle in one go, but I probably overdid it. But I have a ton of hair, it's pretty long, and you know, I probably would have used at least half if my hair was dry. So I'm glad for the tip on the wet hair, well, damp hair. It definitely feels easy to comb out and slippery. I definitely feel some like coating in a slip. It's not thick, it just feels like, I don't know, more wet. I don't really know how to describe it. So I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and then we're gonna come back and then we're gonna apply number 3 and then wait another 10 minutes. So I will be back. Alright, it's been well over 10 minutes. I cleaned my makeup brushes and that took a while. So I'm starting to get a little bit dry, but I think that's okay. So we're gonna go back and section things off again and apply number 3, the hair perfector. And this is a more of a creamy formula, so it's gonna be a lot easier for folks to apply. So I'm going to use the sample size first. I did pick up a large one because I knew this wasn't going to go too far on me. So this is the formula. It's white. I think it's supposed to be fragrance free, but it kind of has like a fresh scent. And you just kind of pull it through your hair from root to tip. Section by section, and I'm gonna comb through because that's how my hair works. I don't distribute product well with just my hands. My hair likes to comb, so that's what I'm gonna do. If you have trouble distributing products, I would suggest just combing through for good measure. So I just want to show you an idea of like how much of this I'm applying. I think the drier your hair is, the more it's going to absorb. You may need a little more. I think I might put a little bit more. But again, the idea is to leave it on for 10 minutes. Nadine says that you can leave it on as long as you want, but it's not going to continue working once your hair is dry. So no need to leave it on for hours or overnight or anything like that. She said it does activate, start working pretty quickly, so 10 minutes is really probably all you need. Probably get away, most people using less than I did. Just really depends on what your needs are. I know it looks like I'm using a lot, but you know, you want to coat the hair. I might put a little bit more on the top layer here, just because things are a bit rougher and drier in this section. I will tell you, I can tell this is smoothing out my hair. No, the question really for me is going to be, is this actually going to be a permanent bond building thing after a few uses, or is just this going to be temporary from wash to wash? Hopefully that isn't the case. It doesn't seem like it's intended to be that way. It's supposed to actually build bond. You know, I'm gonna have to use this really a couple times to tell you. I'll see if I can blow things out. I don't want to go completely straight, but just to kind of show you the smoothness that I feel. My hair definitely drying naturally doesn't feel super smooth. Drying naturally, to show you, I just kind of want to speed things up by blow drying. So we're gonna wait 10 minutes and then I'm going to rinse this out and then apply conditioner. I will come back and update you. Alright guys, I finally took my shower and rinsed out the number 0 and 3 Olaplex treatments. I put conditioner in my hair, left it in for a couple minutes, then rinsed it out. And then I put in some leave-ins because I am gonna blow dry my hair. But I definitely still feel sort of that coating on my hair. It definitely feels different. Usually my hair feels pretty dry, so I can tell when my hair feels oily. I can tell when I have a lot of residue. And I wouldn't say there's a lot of residue, but I can feel the difference, that there is sort of something going on my hair. I just want to show you the conditioners I used. So I like to cocktail everything. I cocktail my shampoos to incorporate a purple shampoo every time, and then I have a purple conditioner that I cocktail with my other conditioner. Once a week I do a lot of masks, so I don't use these products when I mask because it's too much. But I'm using the recovery conditioner from Virtue. I really like it. I like the consistency. It's hydrating. It's nice. I also mix it with the Kerastase Blonde Absolute Cica Flash. This is essentially a light purple conditioner. I don't know that this does a lot, but because the color is really light. But it makes your hair soft. It smells good. I don't know that I would really rush to repurchase it because I wish it was a darker color. I do have a purple mask that does the trick. That's from Christoph Robin, but you know, I'm using it up together. So that's what I used to condition. I did want to note that when I was rinsing my hair, I was like, oh yeah, I can feel it, like, feels smoother even when I was just in the shower rinsing it out. So I didn't shampoo it out, I rinsed it out. That's one of Nadine's tips, is to not shampoo twice, essentially. So you leave that baby in there and just rinse it, put a conditioner on like you normally would. And then you can just go on with your routine, your blow dry, whatever you do. You can air dry it. Normally I would air dry it, but I want you to see and I want to feel the results after I blow dry. So I put in some leave-ins. This is from TGIN. I'm almost out, but I have a backup that's slightly different. This is the green tea super moist leave-in conditioner. I have the rose one. And I really like this one. It's fairly inexpensive. You can get it from Ulta. You get a lot of product in here, and I think it's just a good basic leave-in. It does the job. Really, if you really wanted to, you could just use this. If you like a leave-in conditioner, I like it for added hydration. But of course they don't stop there, because I'm a little bit crazy about my hair, and you definitely don't need to spend this much. You don't have to buy Kerastase, but I do like their blow dry cream. This is from the nutritive line, Nectar Thermique. I like this one because it has royal iris in it, and it seems to work pretty well. This has been reformulated all over the years, just like every single one of their other products have been reformulated. This one has as well, but I still think it works pretty well. I also am using the Nutritive 8-Hour Night Magic Serum. 8-Hour Magic Night Serum. And this is an expensive one. It's got a nice glass bottle. I don't think I would repurchase it, but I might try the purple version of this. But this kind of, I just put on my ends. But I use 3 products, kind of overboard. But I'm going to blow dry, and I'm going to use my Dyson. Definitely doesn't matter what you use, as long as it dries your hair well, and it's not too hot, and you're putting something in to protect your hair from heat. So we're gonna do some drying and I will be back. Alright guys, I did a bit of a rough dry, and that means I didn't use a brush. I didn't use a diffuser, which you're supposed to use for curly hair if you're gonna dry it with a dryer and you want a natural look. So I just kind of blew the air around. So it looks probably worse than when I started because it's straight but not, the waves are kind of stretched out, and things are just overall bigger. So I look a little bit like a witchy woman. But I will say I noticed a couple things while I was blow drying, and now that it's dry, I could really tell the most that there was something in my hair at the roots. Like this section here that isn't color treated right now, I could really feel the product up at the top. But when I got down to my drier areas, the areas that are actually more damaged and have the bleach, I don't feel the product as much. It's still smooth, but I can tell less that there's something there, whereas up here it feels smoother. So I don't know, maybe because my roots are just smoother in general. I don't really know why that is. But the product does seem to do an overall smoothing effect, just like a lot of the treatments out there today, like the Brazilian blowout, all the off brands that copy it, and just keratin treatments in general. I think they kind of accomplish this. They try to help with frizz by just trying to smooth out the hair cuticle. I mean, I guess I could have blow dried it straight, and then you really would have seen like what my hair looks like smooth, but because we kind of started with something wavy, I wanted to end with something wavy, and I didn't want to put in the effort to straighten it. But I think you can't see a difference, and it's more of a matter of feeling. And I think there's a lot of product at the root. I think next time I'll put less product at the root and put most of the product here down, or even halfway down, because I felt like I don't really need it up here. Probably a bit of a waste, and it feels a little bit like heavy. I could put maybe too much up there. So that's what I would change for next time. But otherwise, I think I'm going to be one of those people that's going to take a few times for me to notice more of a result in my drier areas and my breakage prone areas. which is fine. I do have plenty left, so I use down to here, and I probably could have used a little bit less. And honestly, like, I used quite a bit of this, but I didn't use the whole thing. This is gonna last longer. You don't really need that much of it. Like, it spreads easier. I wish this was easier application. I watched quite a few videos, and a lot of people complained about the application on this. And I agree, it's not great. It just takes forever, to be honest. And it gets all over you, and you know, the directions aren't clear on what you're supposed to do. The directions basically say, put this on dry hair, sit for 10 minutes, then put this on. There's no wetting. Leave on for 10 minutes, then shampoo your hair with the Olaplex stuff. I did it differently. I shampooed my hair first, then I put this on while it was damp, waited 10 minutes or so, and then a little bit longer than that, and then I put this on while my hair was still damp, and I left it on probably over an hour. I had distractions, phone calls, so I didn't leave it on for the 10 minutes, but then I rinsed it. I didn't wash it, and then I just showed you all the steps afterwards. I think this is a promising product because I can feel it. Like, I noticed a difference in the shower when it was wet. I mean, I noticed it right away. I could definitely see why you would want to shampoo afterwards, especially if you have a lot at the roots. I think next time I'll just apply less at the roots and I won't have that sort of feeling. But, you know, I think overall it does feel a little bit smoother. I mean, I think normally my hair feels pretty rough after I blow dry it, especially just kind of rough drying. I did put a little bit of oil at the ends. I put the Perfect Shine Oil Mist from Nature Lab. It's a little sample, and I think this has like silicones in it. You know, all of this hair care stuff is very personalized, so it depends on your hair type, your hair condition, and and that will determine probably like how well your hair receives it and if you can tell a difference or not. So I have like my hair is just damaged without color because it's curly. It's always dry. So for me, this product will work colored or not. But for others, if you have more normal hair, your oil gets down to your ends pretty easily. I don't know that you need it, especially if you don't lighten your hair in any way or use bleach in any way. You don't have to be a blonde, but if you do lighten your hair, you are using a lifter, and that creates some damage. You can ask your stylist, like, hey, I know you may not offer the Olaplex treatment, but do you think that's something that I could do? And even if it's not there, they should be honest with you. Even if they don't offer it, they will know about it, and they would be like, yeah, that would probably help. And I've definitely been offered like keratin treatments before, but I did it once. It didn't really last very long on me, and it took so long because of all my hair to do it that I was like, this isn't worth it. But if I can do something a little easier at home, that's great. I've heard there's other brands out there that have similar products, but I think people really like Olaplex because of the in-salon treatment and all of the stuff that they offer now. What I found funny in the reviews, I'm noticing not only a difference in how people do it, but a difference in results, but then also like a difference in understanding of what products are most important. And really, I think what's the thing about this line is they all contain some level of bad, which is the bis aminopropyl diglycol dimolate, the bad ingredient. I think all of the products contain some of it, I believe. But the thing about the shampoo and conditioner is in your hair and out within a couple minutes. that's really not going to do it for you. It's not going to create smoothing. I think the 3 on its own, I've tried it the whole thing before. I didn't really notice any sort of smoothing difference. Some of you might, if you continue to buy it over and over again. And then as far as like 1 and 2 are the in-salon treatments. I believe 3 and 4 is the 3. So 4, 5 must be the shampoo. 6 is the leave-in treatment, which I think is just a leave-in conditioner. I don't know how much stuff is in there, like the good stuff. And then I think 7's the oil. I think I have that right. People talk about how this doesn't really do anything, you don't need it. So there's a YouTuber that read the patent for these products, and they believe this product has the most of the proprietary ingredient in it out of the whole at-home line. So really, this is the thing you should get. And it sucks because it's a pretty small bottle. I get that people love their shampoo, but that stuff doesn't really, I think all the other stuff doesn't really matter. It's that's what matters. Because this has the most of the good stuff in it, and these are supposed to be used together. So think of it that way. I think people are kind of underestimating what this does because it just looks like water, it looks like a liquid. They hate the nozzle, so they're like, whatever, I didn't feel a difference, why would I keep buying it? You should feel a difference if you have damaged hair. Things should feel better. If your hair is already healthy, you don't need this. If your hair feels smooth when you stroke it, you don't need it. But if you go out in the sun, let's say you don't dye your hair at all, you hardly ever do anything to your hair, but if you're a swimmer, you in a chlorine pool, you're out in the sun, you're going to create some damage there. And your hair might generally just feel rough. If you have curly hair, your hair might generally just feel dry and rough. That's just how my hair's been my whole life. But I think this overall in this one treatment gave me a nice feel. Now, is this feeling gonna last me several days? That's a question for me, because my hair generally feels nice after the first couple days after washing, like 2 days. And then after that, my hair starts drying out, essentially, and feels pretty rough and tangled. So I don't like to go too many days without washing. Otherwise, I have to be spraying my hair all the time, refreshing it, redoing it, and people do that to avoid washing their hair. It's just a lot of work. But, yeah, for me, that's going to also be telling, is if, does it continue to keep my hair smooth days after I washed it, and when my hair starts really feeling dry. That's another tell. But I'm gonna have to keep using it and update you, like how it's going. Do I recommend it? I can't say, me personally at this point, to recommend it or not. I think it's worth trying. If you're already into Olaplex, you're already using their products, pick this up. I mean, if you already have this, pay the $28 and try it. I mean, I don't see any harm. It's confusing, but not that complicated. And the fact that really each of these steps are 10 minutes, that's great. I think people leave it on longer, and you can certainly do that, but you don't have to. I think it's important that we kind of maintain all the money we put into the salon treatments and experience. We put so much money in cutting and dyeing our hair and extensions and all this crap, but you know, the at-home part of it is so important. The everyday, how you treat your hair, is so important. This is part of it. Like keeping your hair smooth and keep it from breaking. You can grow it longer and it doesn't look all ratty at the ends, like mine right now. I just need a haircut. That's what it is. But anyways, this has been fun, kind of exploring this new product with you. You know, I admit when this first came out, I think this was the first thing to come out, number 3, because it was 1, 2 is the salon treatment, and then you could take this home, number 3, and that's all they had for a while. So I thought this was gonna be good, and I don't know, it just didn't really impress me much. And that might be the case as I continue using both of these, that like, yeah, it gives me a little bit of smoothness, but it's not dramatic enough. That might be me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep trying. I do have like a whole long masking routine every Sunday anyway, so to add this step to my weekly routine, I'll probably have to use this on a whole nother night, just because I feel like my hair thing is already like an hour long. So this might be my midweek treatment, and then I'll have my Sunday masking treatment. And if I don't usually wash more than 2 times a week, so I don't know how I'm gonna apply this like that often. But I do worry about, you know, does this create buildup? What's the consequence if you don't rinse it out well enough? I do have questions about that. I'm sure some of you do as well. But I will have to follow up, and let me know if you have any initial questions about me, my hair type, what else maybe I'm using in my routine. If you've tried this yourself, what are your thoughts? Please comment below. Thanks so much for staying tuned and watching the whole video. Please click like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.